Okay, so we were talking about security and compliance. So, Kishan, security and compliance is I can say a biggest module for Microsoft, because Microsoft always assure their clients for the security whenever they go with any product, any license, or any subscription, right? So,
Yeah.
security and compliance comes with each and every module of Microsoft, whether you talk about Exchange, Teams, your SharePoint, your Azure, everything come every these products have some part of security and compliance, uh, and SharePoint also have it. So I am going to cover only the part of SharePoint which covers in security and compliance. So whether you go to security, whether you go to compliance, both are kind of same, but yes, few features, few options are different. So if you want to go with the security and compliance, then there are a lot of trainings available from Microsoft which covers the security and compliance, right? So you can go to the all the trainings online, and you can see what exactly comes up with security and compliance in Microsoft 365. Okay, and only a global admin have access to security and compliance, or if the global admin has made you the admin for the security and compliance, only these two people can access the security and compliance page even in Microsoft. If you do not have the global admin role, you will even not able to see these two options in your admin centers. Okay,
Okay.
so this is your security page. If you go to compliance, I think it should be similar as well to security. So let's see it first. So this is your compliance center. Okay, generally when we talk about when we talk about SharePoint, I have a very good article. Mm, there you go. So how do we manage the security in SharePoint online? You can, I'll ping this in the chat also. You can also open this side by side. So, as we know, security is the topmost, concern for everyone who goes with the security. So, this is, I mean, who goes with the Microsoft product. So, when we talk about the SharePoint, there is nothing much in security and compliance center. However, we do can fetch up some kind of reports. So, report is the one of the functions that we can use. Um, it will show us the status and trends. To be very honest, I haven't used the report function as of yet. What we generally use is the audit logs. So audit logs, have you heard about the audit logs in SharePoint?
Yeah, I heard about it, but never used it.
Yeah, so basically, audit logs is a kind of logs which give you the visibility to see who has done what in a specific SharePoint site. Okay, so if you want to pull out the activity from certain period, that okay, I want to see that what exactly has happened on the site. I want to see all the changes, who has done it, when exactly it has been done. So these kind of reports, these kind of activities can be pulled by using this audit log functions in the compliance, security and compliance center. So this is the major option or major concept which we use because to be very honest, you will, when you start using SharePoint online, you will get a lot of requests from the clients or from the site that okay, because it's a multinational, I mean most of the companies are multinational companies. They have created one SharePoint site and they have distributed it to the different regions of the country. So the global admin or the site admin will come and say okay, I uploaded some document on this specific site, and for some reason I see that it's in being deleted state, so I want to know who deleted it and everything. So these kind of basic requests comes, and that's why we pull up, though we can see the deleted, we can go to the recycle bin and we can see who deleted it, at what time it has been deleted. But in order to know exactly and pull it in an Excel format, we use the audit logs. So you can see, okay, there is a option. It says start recording user and admin activity. Can you open your audit logs option in your tenant and see if you are also getting this option? It means that there is a settings in the tenant. While we set up the SharePoint and everything, we need to have this option enabled, that we need to have audit logs enabled. Then only we will be able to pull up the audit logs report. It will take some time.
It is not working. It is giving me error message saying couldn't enable the report.
Error message as in when you're trying to pull up the audit
When
logs?
you click on edit and when you click start recording, it will give you error message after like 30 seconds. So maybe something has to be turned on somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I'm. No, usually it's always. I think it has been upgraded. Initially, it should audit logs always come under information governance. There are few options like retention policies, audit. The last time when we used it, it's been long that I'm using this audit option, and now I see that there is some kind of update. Okay, this is
Is it
giving
done
the
at the side table?
No, no, yeah, this is giving us the option to view the audit logs in SharePoint Online itself, which is our SharePoint Admin Center. I mean, in a specific site. But it is asking us to enable the audit, but it's on the specific site. Mm, no, this is not the one. I think the Security and Compliance Center has been enabled, or this audit feature is has been enabled. I mean, has been upgraded. Officer security and how to enable audit logs. This is the only option. See, this will load the Office 365 and compliance portal, which will let admins turn on the recording activity feature to enable. Mm, yeah, this is the only feature.
There is a PowerShell command too.
Yeah, but my PowerShell is not working right now, so I cannot give it a try. But uh, this was not the case initially. Audit logs is always enabled, or if there is any options, even the tenant settings. I mean, even under settings also, it is not showing. Let's see on the classic page. See it in classic. This is the classic admin page. In classic admin page also, it's not giving the option. I mean, it's not showing any option related to audit logs or anything. So this is the only option. Sorry, we're gonna. Maybe it has been upgraded, and if we'll go by this article, which is the Microsoft article only, we are going into admin center. Then we clicked on security and compliance. Though we, it's individual. So once we, I think it could be some glitch from the server end. We'll try to turn on this feature again after some time and see. Once we turn on this feature, Kishan, this is how our screen will look like. You'll under the search and navigation, probably it could be different because security and compliance is something which gets updated. So as per this article, security and compliance is one portal, and if we'll check our tenant, our Office 365, we have two options. One is for we have two admin centers separately. For security, we have different one, and compliance, we have a different one, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go to the compliance center, and last time when I used it, in compliance center we have an option called information governance. Let me check. Yes, information governance, and there used to be a drop down, and under it we used to have two to three different options, and audit log is one of them. Okay, now I think it has been upgraded. That's why we do not have the audit option available here. However, they have given us the separate option for audit. Okay, so once we click on audit, that's how the screen should looks like. Okay, audit log search. In the search, we can. I mean, once it's enabled, then it was easy for you, easy for us to to verify. As I said, that we can pull up the logs from specific period, so it gives us the window to pick up the start and end date. The only thing which we need to remember is that audit, we can only pull the audit logs till 93 days. Okay, so the date should, the start and end date should be within 93 days, or we cannot pull the logs after 93 days. Okay, so if anyone comes up to to pull the logs of fourth month or fifth month, we cannot do that. Within 93 days we can pull the log, so we can give the start date, end date. Now in the activities column, if you drop down, it will show us the list of all the activities which we can perform in the SharePoint. So it's not only give the activities for SharePoint, it will give us the act, because as I said, audit logs can be pulled for Exchange also, for Teams also, right? So it will show us all the activities. So we will figure out, we'll check what all activities we need to pull the logs for, whether we want to see if the permission has been changed on the site, if we want to see who modified the file. So all these activities will be there in the drop down, and according to the requirement we can select the activities. And then if we know the specific file or folder or site for which we need to pull up the logs, okay, so we can mention it. If we want to pull up the logs for the entire tenant is, we can pull the, we can mention the SharePoint admin path till this, right? And it will pull up the logs for all the site collection in the environment. So but in real scenario this will not be possible because companies have thousands of sites, right? So
Yeah.
we will not advise them to pull the logs for the entire tenant. However, we'll ask them, okay, if you have a specific site, or if you have any specific library or a specific folder for which you want to see what has happened, then we'll take that information. We'll mention the site URL, folder or file URL, and we'll pick the user if we want to pick up any specific user's log. For example, admin comes in and he says that, okay, I shared this file with this specific user, but I do not see what activity he has been, he has done on that specific file. So if we have a user email address for specifically we are pulling the logs, then we can mention it. Otherwise we can skip it. So this is how we can filter out our search, and we can look for the logs. If we do not have the user information, let's say admin just want to see what exactly has happened briefly on his site, we can just mention the site name. We can choose the activity if he wants to pick up any specific activity. If he does not, we can leave this option also. The only important thing is to mention this start and end date and the site file or folder URL, and we can click on search. It will pull up the logs. It will then give us the option to export the search result in an Excel file. We can download or we can export it into an Excel, and we can give it to the owner, whosoever is coming up with it, and he or she can take it from there. So this is what the role of audit logs is, that we can see the overall activity which has been done on our specific site. And it will also help us to figure out if anything wrong is happening on the site. It will also let the admins know all the user who have access to the site, and they can later figure out, okay, whether this user genuinely need access to the site or not, and accordingly they can decide and they can go forward to it. Okay, this is one of the feature. So I will advise you once it will start working on your tenant also, because this is a overall problem, because you are also getting the same error, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think the portal is not working itself. So try after some time, or probably remind me in like next class. We will try to do it, and we'll try to pull up some logs here. Okay.
Okay.
uh, go to this article, which is managing SharePoint online security. So this is the overall article in respect to the security, that how we can, when we when we want to manage the SharePoint online security, I mean any specific SharePoint site or overall site collection, what all security which we need to take care about. See, it will show us the tenant settings. We have an option for sharing setting, which we will cover today. I would like to, I mean, we will cover the external sharing settings today. um, then we have site settings, SharePoint group. So you can make a note of this article, and you can go through to this article. This will basically give you the information that what all security, what all settings we need to make sure are in place when we work with SharePoint online.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is the security and compliance role when we talk about SharePoint. After securing SharePoint as an environment, we will also like to secure the data hosted in SharePoint. So we will hear about sensitivity labels, retention labels, and policies. So retention label and policies is something which we use in respect to SharePoint Online. Okay, so retention policy is also one of our topic. I'll see when exactly it is. Retention. See, our module 6 is manage and create retention policy. So we will also cover this because retention policy is something which is widely used in SharePoint Online. I mean, basically with SharePoint sites. Okay. So we will
Mhm.
cover the retention policy when we'll talk about this module. We will create some retention policies, apply it in our SharePoint site, and see how it will behave. Then there are data loss prevention, sensitivity, info types. These are something which companies does not use because it comes, it incorporates exchange also, teams also. So but retention policy is something which we can individually apply for our SharePoint site, so that's why company use it. So we will cover the retention policy part. So you can go through to this article, and I mean, it will give you a good information, so keep a note of it. I think I have already shared the link with you, and you can go through it. Okay, I'll give you I'll give you some time in the last. So this is what security is. Other thing, this record management, privacy management, these are nothing to use in respect to SharePoint. Okay, so we will not. I mean, I do not have information about it, so I cannot give you the information related to it. So audit log is one of the thing which we use from security and compliance, and the retention policy. We'll see either the retention policy or retention is there. No, this is privacy policy. Just checking where the retention. I think I need to spend some time because, to be very honest, security and compliance is something which get updated very frequently. So it's been so long that I haven't worked with security and compliance. So I will figure out when we'll that what exactly and how exactly we can, basically where the retention policy or the policy options has been moved, because the last time, as I told you, the last time when I access it under information governance, we used to get audit and retention option both, but now they have upgraded it somehow, and I cannot see the retention or the policy option. Policies are there, but this is not the policy which we need to work with.
Yeah,
So I will spend some time in, and probably once we cover the retention part, I will make sure that we have proper information. Okay, so
yeah,
this is the overview of security and compliance center. I will suggest you, if you are planning to do some certifications, do the SC 900 certification, because that covers the security and compliance part. Okay, so
but there is no certificate for SharePoint, right? Like we haven't found that because
no,
I
no,
always.
no. There is no specific. If you are looking for the SharePoint Online Administrator certification, there is nothing as such. I have checked, because
Okay.
even I am keen to do that, but we do not have it. We do have it for developers, I guess, when I checked it, but
Mhm.
for the online administrators, I don't think so. There is any certification.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. We will cover the PowerShell in our next class, once I'll I mean, once my PowerShell is started working. Now OneDrive, that's what we'll cover today. Do you know what OneDrive is? Of course you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a basic concept, and so basically OneDrive is nothing, is it is your another SharePoint, right? But OneDrive is your personal SharePoint. So every user who is a part of your organization who have the SharePoint license, they have by default their OneDrive sites created. Okay, but there is a process. I will not go because you already know what OneDrive is and how OneDrive works, right? What
Yeah.
all options are there in OneDrive. So we will not go with that because you already know that. However, I wanted to let you know that what exactly the process we need to follow when a user joins the organization. So he or she is a new employee, how they need to set up their OneDrive, because it's not that they will simply have access to their OneDrive. So they have to do, there is a process which we need to follow for OneDrive to be created for the new employees. So let's say one employee just joined the company, right? And he needs access to his or her OneDrive. So we need to set up their OneDrive, though it's automatically set up, but there is one thing which we need to do. Not exactly we as an admin needs to do, the employee himself or herself has to do it. Okay, his OneDrive is already set up. Let me see. Yeah. So this is the new user, okay? So if I'll go to his or her OneDrive option, it says OneDrive isn't set up for this user. Ask the person to go to the portal.office.com/OneDrive to set it up. It might take a while. If you still see the message 24 hours later, contact support. So this is what we have to do. We have to inform the new user that log into portal.office.com/OneDrive or OneDrive.live.com. These are the two URLs which that user can go to. As soon as they will go to this link, it will take some time. So at the back end, it will set up the user's OneDrive account. User just has to go to this link. Backend thing will take care of it. The server will, the cloud basically, not the server, the cloud will take care of his or her OneDrive. It will set up everything, and he will see a page like this, like this. Obviously this will be blank. My files recording, this will be blank, but this will set up his or her OneDrive. Once it's set up, uh, user will not be able to see this. User will not be able to see it, and this is what you will see in his or her OneDrive, that how many, how storage. So this means the OneDrive is already set up for this user. But if we are seeing this option or this thing in the OneDrive option, that means the OneDrive isn't set up for this user, and this is what he has to do. Also, he, the new user directly didn't go, I mean didn't have to go to this link. They have to wait for 24 hours of their once they have joined the organization. So after 24 hours, they need to go to this link, which is either onedrive.live.com or portal.office.com/OneDrive, and it will set up their OneDrive like this. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you see, but under quick access, these are all the sites which that user have access to. They are the SharePoint sites. Okay, I have opened my OneDrive. Let me check. I have opened my OneDrive. So these are all the sites which I frequently work with and I have access to. So if I want to access any of these sites, I can go from there, or I can create my shared library. What exactly this option is, that I can create a folder basically, which we call it as a library, and I can store it here in my OneDrive, and I can also invite the user, or I can provide the user have access to these to that specific library. So what exactly is this? This is nothing. This is my personal folder which I will create. However, because every user have access to their own OneDrive, so for example, if I want to have access to Kishan's OneDrive, I cannot access it. Okay, though it's nothing, it's a SharePoint site, and we can give access to the SharePoint site to every user. However, OneDrive is our own personal SharePoint site, okay? And by default only a user have access to the OneDrive, but OneDrive does give us the option to create a shared library, which is nothing, a folder, a personal folder. I can create this folder in my site, in my OneDrive, and I can add the members who I want to share it with. So basically who I would like to have access with. So let's say I create this new folder, okay, and I'm not sure because I don't think so external sharing is enabled. I can enter the name of any user. Let me see, test user, right? Since morning the power is playing here, it's going on and off.
Uh,
it's it's off again, so you might probably lose me in between.
okay.
Okay, so this is the user I want to share the access with. I want him to have access to, and we also have the advanced settings. Now if you see under advanced settings, it says site and email address. What exactly this site is? So when I said that, as per the option it says create shared library. क्या? हाँ राइट, और चार्जेस चल रहे हैं. हाँ ठीक है. So when I say that when it gives us the option called create shared library, this is creating a new folder, but where exactly this folder will store in. So it will basically create a new site with the folder name which we are giving. If you see under advanced setting, it says site and email address. The site address will be this, which will be my domain URL slash site slash new, and the email address will be this new hyphen world, whatever the domain is, dot on microsoft.com. So this will create a new folder, but because every folder needs to have a location, right? So it will be in a new site named this. It will create a new site itself, but where exactly that new site will be coming from? It will be coming from my OneDrive URL, my OneDrive account. So now if you see it from here, it will giving us the same options as we get when we create a new site. Remember,
Yeah.
site name, what kind of privacy we want, what is the language we want to select, who will be the owner. I will be the owner, whosoever is creating it. I can add the members here who needs to have access to, and we'll click on simply create. See, this is the new SharePoint site which has been. Kishan, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Okay, so this is the new SharePoint site which has been created. This is the URL, and if you see the URL, it says, okay, I don't know if you have ever noticed it. Whenever we access our OneDrive online, so we have two options to access OneDrive. One is the OneDrive sync client, right? This is a sync client, and one is the online environment. Generally what I have seen till now, that users do not use the online environment much, they use the OneDrive sync client. Okay, there are a lot of users who do not even have this information that we can access the online environment too, right? So I mean, that's why users generally use the OneDrive sync client to sync their documents and everything. So if you see, this is the URL of everyone's OneDrive URL. As I said, that OneDrive is nothing, is your own SharePoint site. So the URL always is domain -my. Whenever you see -my.sharepoint.com, this is how you recognize that, okay, this is a OneDrive URL. Okay. When you check a normal SharePoint URL, normal SharePoint site URL, it will not have the my option there, right? That's how you will differentiate. It says OneDrive dot world of, I mean, domain.sharepoint.com, but um it's if it's a personal or OneDrive URL, it will add my.sharepoint.com. One thing. Second thing, how will you recognize? It will also have the personal name here. It will also have personal. This also refers to your OneDrive URL. Okay.
Okay.
After personal, it will show your name and hyphen your domain name. So this is how, till from starting to end, this is how you will recognize that whether it's a OneDrive URL or it's a normal SharePoint URL. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you go to your SharePoint admin center, you should be able to see that new shared folder. There you go. We just created this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this basically has created a new SharePoint site itself. But where exactly it is coming from? It is coming from your OneDrive URL, because from there only you have created it. And if you access it from here, you can treat it as a normal SharePoint site, or you can access it through to your OneDrive also. You can access it through your OneDrive also. Okay. When you access it through your OneDrive, it will be visible to you as a, if you, I mean, I don't know if you can figure it till now or not. If you access it through your OneDrive portal, this looks like a library. That's how the library structure is, right? We have a new option, upload option. So if you go to any specific SharePoint site and you open this new shared library which you created from your OneDrive, you can figure out. Go ahead, share your screen now and create a shared library from your OneDrive. I'm stopping my screen. I have stopped sharing. You share your screen. Access your OneDrive. Have you ever accessed your OneDrive from your test tenant?
No, no, never.
Okay.
So,
Access your OneDrive, then open a new tab. What is the link?
uh,
You should remember it.
water/OneDrive.
Yeah. So this is how it happens for a new user also. Okay. Your OneDrive is ready. Just click on that arrow. There you go. Okay. This is your OneDrive. Under quick access, if you see, these are the sites which you have access to or you frequently access, right? So create shared library, create a new library. If you want to provide access to anyone, you can mention it. Go to advanced settings once. Yeah. So see it from site till language, it shows the same options as we get when we create a new site from the SharePoint admin center, right? So it
Yeah.
will create a site with this name. The privacy will be private. The language will be English. Click on create. So what basically I'm trying to make you understand here is that if you access this from the OneDrive, it will look like a library. If you go to the SharePoint admin center, can you open your SharePoint admin center? You should have this new library as a site created there.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So if you do you see your new library, new site which you created from OneDrive?
Yeah.
Yeah, open it. Okay. So this is now what you see when you open this site from the SharePoint Admin Center. It will directly take you to the site. And when you go to your OneDrive and you will open this which you created, it will looks like a library. Can you go to the OneDrive?
OneDrive, like over here.
OneDrive link, yeah. Now see, it is looking like a library. And when you go to the site, I mean, when you open the site from the SharePoint Admin Center directly, it will directly open the site. Can you go to the Documents option, which is our default library in every SharePoint site, right? There you go. This is how a library looks like. And if you go to OneDrive, you will see it's similar now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what the difference is. It's a very basic difference, but this is how we will identify. If anyone is not able to figure out with the URL, then we can figure out, okay, whether this is a site which user is trying to access, or whether it's a SharePoint, whether it's a shared library he or she has created from the, because it might possible, Kishan, that when you start working in a SharePoint online, you will get, you know uh, few users who does not have information where they are accessing the file from. They will simply come up with you, to you, and say, okay, this is the file which I'm not able to access. You might need to get more information, and when you will ask the user, okay, where exactly you are accessing it from, who is the owner, they will not have these kind of information. So with the help of the URLs and with the help of the layouts, we have to most of the time figure out, okay, what exactly user is trying to access. Okay,
Yeah.
now go to your OneDrive tab. Okay, so this is a new site. If you access your shared library from here, on the top right, it says go to site. So from here also you can click on your SharePoint site. There you go. Or you can directly access it through the SharePoint Center also. SharePoint Admin Center. Okay.
Yep.
Now go back. We'll quickly cover what all. No. Go to the OneDrive tab only, and yeah, OneDrive tab. Yeah, go back. Click on the back arrow. Yeah. So this is your OneDrive URL basically, Kishan. And if you see on the top left hand, you will see all the options. Like you have your My Files. If you click on My Files options, yeah, right now of course it's blank. So this option will show all the files, your personal file probably which you have access to, or which you have download, or which you have created in your desktop. This option will show all your files which you have access to, and those files also which are synced to your OneDrive sync client. Is this your office laptop which you are using?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a way we can set up the OneDrive sync client here? Can we do that?
Yeah, that's fine. We
Okay.
can just delete it after, right?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think so. You're using OneDrive with 2016, are you?
No, I'm using OneDrive online.
Okay. So see, this is your OneDrive sync line, which is for, I think, which is of your company. So let's sign in. We do not need to download because it's already there. OneDrive is already there. Can you click on the cloud icon at the bottom in the taskbar? Or if you do not want to do that, basically I just want, you can also open OneDrive.live.com and log in with your company's email address if you can. I just want to show you how my files will work and how the sync client will work. That's it.
So,
Just
let
type
me.
in OneDrive.live.com. Yeah, do it in a incognito or in private. OneDrive.live.com. Sign in, enter your company's, log in with your company's ID.
No, it may not allow, I guess, because, well, you know what? I should use Firefox. Okay.
Okay, you're logged in, right? So this is your company's OneDrive Sync client. So under in my files option, Kishan, you will see all the files which you have access to, right? So
Sure.
from here, let's say you select any folder, any folder? Yeah. Let's say you want to sync this specific folder to your personal computer. I mean to your
Oh yeah,
computer which you are
yeah,
using. So you
yeah.
can, sorry.
I know that, like, how to link it to the file explorer, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That,
Use
yeah. So
this.
you already know how the sync
Yeah.
line works, right?
Yeah.
Right. There you go. I have pasted one article. Can you open it? So this is basically the sync files with OneDrive window in Windows. So how we can sync our files and how we can install our OneDrive, how we can sign into OneDrive, what all sync options are available basically, because you already know how it works, right? Go down, you will see an option called you will see a topic called all your files ready on demand or something. Yeah, there you go. So these are the three options basically a OneDrive sync client provide us. One is the one option is available when online. Okay, whenever you'll see a cloud, I basically this is for our OneDrive sync client, Kishan. Okay, if you open your sync client right now also, you will see these three different options. One, some files will have the cloud icon, some files will have this second option which is the green tick, and some files will have this overall green tick option. So these are the three different status which OneDrive will provide us, basically OneDrive sync client will provide us. From these options we can figure out whether whether user specific file is available, what exactly the status of that file, whether that file is available online, whether it's synced properly or not. Okay, so first option is available when online. Whenever you see this cloud icon on any of the file or folder in your OneDrive sync line, this means that these files don't take up a space on this PC and will be downloaded as you use them. So means those files will only available in your OneDrive online environment. You will see the file is there in your sync client, but they are not downloaded or they are not taking the space of your local computer. These files will only be available in your online environment. You can log into onedrive.live.com and you will find, you will be able to access the files from there. Okay, so for example, if someone will come up to you and say, okay, this was the file, I was able to see it in my sync line, but now I'm not able to see it. It might possible someone has deleted from the sync line, but because it had the cloud icon, you can always go to the onedrive.live.com, which is the online portal, and you will download the file from there, because it will always be available in your sync in your online environment. Okay. Second option is available on this device, which means, see, the reason why we need to make sure that we have the understanding of this one is because in SharePoint Online, OneDrive sync client is something which every user use. Okay, from a global admin to a normal user, everyone use Syncline. They do not access the OneDrive online portal. All the users access the Syncline, but they do not have the understanding that how the sync client will work, right? They are able to see all the files in their OneDrive, but it might possible it's not available to their local computer. Let's say the computer crashes, okay? Because this happen, and this is the real scenario which we get on a daily basis. Let's say they lose all the data on their computer, and when they set it up, they will come to us, okay, I was able to see this file in my OneDrive sync line, and now it's not visible. uh, so that's why we need to have this understanding that whatever the file user is talking about, whether it was exactly synced or not. Okay, it might possible you will be able to see all your files in the sync line, but they are not properly synced to your cloud. If they are synced to your cloud, only then you can get the recovery of those files. If they are not synced,
So,
that means you have lost it overall,
so
right?
this PDF, for an example, it's only available from this machine then.
It has a green tick, right? So that means it's only available on your device. It is not synced. It says
So
when
if
you
it,
open a file, it downloads it to your device so you can edit it while you are offline. So it gives you the visibility that if you are offline, you can download this file and you can edit it, right? Whenever you see a cloud icon on any file, that means that file is synced. If you go to your online environment, you will be able to see those file, and you will also be able to see all the changes which you have done on your computer on that file. Okay,
so I
but
didn't get the difference then.
okay, whenever you see a cloud icon on your uh, on that specific file, that means that file is only available in the online environment, which is, I mean, it will only be available on cloud,
Okay.
right? So the reason why we need to understand these three status is because you will get a lot of issues from the users wherein they will come up, I have lost all my data from the computer due to xyz reason, and these were the file which I was able to see in my OneDrive sync client, and I want to get the I want to recover them. So it doesn't mean that okay, you have n number of files in your sync client. It doesn't mean that we will be able to figure out all the files on in the online in the cloud OneDrive. We need to first understand from the user itself that whether those files were even synced with the cloud or not. If they were synced with the cloud, if those files were available in the online environment in the cloud, only then we can download it from there. If those files were not synced, then we cannot do anything. If you go to your OneDrive online, the company's OneDrive online.
Oh, one second, I closed it.
Oh, okay. That's why we always have a sync option in the cloud also. Let's say you have n number of files in onedrive.live.com, which is your cloud OneDrive. You selected one of a folder or one file and you clicked on sync. Once you click on sync, that means that file will be available in your desktop also. That means that file will be available in your OneDrive sync line. If the file is not syncing, then that file is only available in your desktop or maybe in your cloud. It will not be available in your desktop. So sync should be there. That's why we call it OneDrive sync line.
Okay, so here is my cloud and here is my
Yeah,
file.
so see, if you in your company's OneDrive, uh, if you select any file, for example, we will not do it, I'm just trying to, yeah, do not open it, just select it. Yeah, if you click on, see, now it is not showing the sync option here, does it?
No.
So it should probably be syncing already. Can you uncheck it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now we have a sync option. Can you click on sync option? This will sync your entire OneDrive, basically your entire cloud. Do not do it. Um, let me, yeah, this is also my office computer, so if I'll sync it, so when you click on the sync option from the cloud, This will sync your entire OneDrive cloud to your desktop, OneDrive sync client. Okay. So
Yeah.
whatever files, whatever folders you have on your OneDrive cloud, everything will sync up to your desktop and all the files will be available in your desktop as well. So if you see,
Yes.
there are few files which have the cloud icon. The status will show the cloud, right?
Yeah.
In your file explorer. Now you know what that means,
Yeah,
that
I
these
got the meaning of cloud.
are. Mhm.
So if you see on the right hand side, this one is, it means it is trying to sync, right? Or it's in the
Right.
process, right? But
Yes.
there is nothing. So there are few folders it is trying to process right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And I think
If
I
you see
get
the
that.
two arrow, yeah, if you see the two arrows, that means they are not synced right now. They are in a process of syncing. If you see the cloud, that means they are only available online. They are not taking up any space on your desktop or your local computer space. If you see the
So,
green tick,
mhm.
sorry.
So yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you can see it is in a syncing state, but when you go here, all of them has a green tick.
So the green tick, which is the second word, which says that they are available on your device only. They are not online. So that means they are not synced.
But if you go here, like let's try like number 5,
I know what you are trying to show me.
right?
I
Like they're all there. So that's why like I'm saying it is confusing, or maybe it's
No,
not
no, no,
right.
no, no. Okay, yeah, it is quite confusing, and that's how users comes up to you also. You will see that they are all there, but okay, how to explain it? So, OneDrive Sync Client is not only to store your documents and your folders. When we talk about the sync client, that means whatever files you have in your sync client or in your cloud, and if they are syncing, that means they are syncing end to end. So, whatever changes you are making on that file, right? Let's say you have opened this specific PDF file, if you have added one slide, if you have made some changes on the slide, and if they are syncing, that those changes which you have made in your desktop version, those changes should be synced to your online version also. So it's not the overall document that, okay, I see the document is here and I see the document is also there in my cloud, but it also means that whatever changes you have done on those document, right,
Mhm.
those syncs should also be there. So let's say if you have opened the file from your desktop that were already syncing, you have made some changes on that document, so those changes should also be synced in your cloud environment. So it's end to end syncing basically. It's quite confusing. Yes, it is. I will not say that it's not something which is not, because these three status is something which users get confused with, that whether my file is there or not. But you need to understand, when you have the third option, which is the green overall green tick, it says to ensure you can always access your important files even when you are offline, right click on the file or press F10, select always keep on this on this device. So that means that the third option, what it says, that whether this folder, the specific folder is in the cloud or not, I want to always work with this file offline. Offline means on my local computer, and I want to keep this file always on this device only.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if there is a way, we can set up OneDrive with your test tenant and we can test it.
I think I got it now. What you're trying to say? Like I was just a little confused with the second option, but I know what it means now. That it is available on online and File Explorer too. The only difference is I can even work offline with the second
Yes,
option.
yes, yes. The basically, um, if I'll so basically, if we'll compare the first and the second options, the second option, if the file have this green tick, that means that the file is taking the space of your local desktop. It's not taking the space on your cloud. It's basically taking the space on your local desktop. That's why it gives us the visibility to work on the file even if you're not logged into the cloud environment.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how it is. This is the status. This is how we work with the OneDrive. And these are the all three. If even if you set up your OneDrive now, you will, when you log into OneDrive for the first time, or maybe you are resetting your OneDrive, you enter your email address and everything, you will get this option, all these three options, and it will give you the visibility that okay, this is how your OneDrive will work.
Okay.
So you can figure out from there also. You can go to this article, right? It will also give, you can also make a note of this one, because it will also give you the few topics, or basically few documents to troubleshoot on your issues. Because OneDrive is something which we which we get a lot of issues with. You will get a lot of issues. Okay, I got one more article which you can go through, and I think this will, if you have any further questions related to the three status which we have covered, it will clear up your doubts. That what will be your file status in File Explorer. I have pasted one article.
Yep.
Go down. There you go. So on the top, yeah, you can briefly read it, and it will, I think it should give you the more visibility. It says a blue cloud icon next to OneDrive file or folder indicates that the file is only available online. Online only files don't take up space on your computer. You see a cloud icon for each online file in File Explorer, but the file doesn't download to your device until you open it. You can't open online files when your device isn't connected to the internet. So, see, I think the last, for me, the last line summarize everything. Until unless we are not connected to the internet, until unless our OneDrive, until unless our cloud is not working, we will not be able to work with the files which have the cloud icons, because they are only available in the cloud environment and not in our desktop locally. So we need to make sure that we have internet connectivity. Once we have the internet connectivity, we can open this file. Once we open this file, only then we will be able to work on it.
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay. The
This
second
is
option, sorry.
yeah, this is more clear now.
Yeah. The second option, when you open, whenever you see this tick on any of the file, when you open an online file, it downloads to your device and becomes a locally available file. You can open a locally available file anytime, even without internet access. If you need more space, you can change the file back to online only. Just right click. So basically, this second option says, as we read earlier, that they are available locally, so they are taking the space of your desktop. Whenever you have this sign in any of the file, that means whether you have internet or not. Of course, if you have internet, you will still be able to work on this file, but it will also give the visibility to users. Okay, if you do not have internet, you can still work on this file, because this file is locally available on your desktop. It's already downloaded. That's why you will be able to work on this file, and you can save it. But this will not be available online. No, it might possible that you will see the file in the cloud also, which you will see in your File Explorer with this tick. But whatever changes you have made while you were offline, those changes will not reflect to your cloud.
Yeah.
Okay. And whenever you want to make it online, whether you, if you want, okay, I want my this file to be available in cloud also, which is nothing, I want it to be synced also, you can always make it available online. I think when we right click on the file from the File Explorer, it will give us the option view online, make it online. So if
Yep.
we click on make it online, that file will be available in your cloud also. Okay.
Yep.
And the third option is says only files that you mark as always keep on this device have the green circle with the white check mark. This always available files download to your device and take up space, but they are always there for you even when you are offline. So um, the second and the third option is kind of similar, but the only difference is that these kind when this is something which you choose yourself. When you mark your file as always available on this device only, so these files will be downloaded to your computer, they will be available to your local computer only. Okay,
Yep.
and they will take up your computer space only. So the only difference between the second and the third option is that for this third option you always need to make sure that you have marked yourself this file always keep on this device.
Okay.
Okay, so we can, I mean, because OneDrive is our own personal SharePoint site, so we can make sure what files we want to keep on demand and what not. Okay, what files we want to visible online, what files we want to sync, or what files we do not want to sync. It's sync it is always up to us, because it's our own personal OneDrive. And if you go down if you scroll down to this article, you will also see that how you can turn on files on demand. These are the options. um, and you can mark a file or folder for offline use or as online only. So it's your visibility that how you can use, how you want to use it.
Yep.
Yeah, there is one option which I want you to go through, which is files on demand and deleting files. In the same article, go through this and you can see that what happens when you delete a file, when it's in, f- uh, when we have chosen file on demand. Because we also get a lot of issues when you start working. You will get a lot of issues wherein user will say that, okay, I had this file, I have deleted it, but now it's not visible in my desktop or in my online environment, because they are confused with the sync status. They think that, okay, this file is synced, so if I'll delete it from there, it will delete it from the cloud, or it will not delete from the cloud. I hope you know when the file is synced, right? If you, no matter if you delete it from your local desktop or if you delete from the cloud, it will not be visible in any of the locations, right?
Yep.
Because it's deleted. So how? Because our next topic is this also. I wanted to um, discuss that what happens, or how, what is basically the concept of deleting and recovering the site in SharePoint or in OneDrive. Both are similar. Okay, we have a limited time frame for both of them, how we can delete and how we can recover the deleted OneDrive sites, sorry, deleted SharePoint or OneDrive sites, both. So just, I'm just doing something, I'm just going through the to the topics. You go through this article and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay. So um, any question related
No,
to deletion? We will cover this deletion part. We are going to talk about it now. So if we talk about the backup and I do you have any questions related to OneDrive, because this is what OneDrive is and we have nothing much to cover on OneDrive now.
I have one question. So
Mhm.
remember when we share any document within Teams, right?
Mhm.
We can share two kind of links, right? Like OneDrive and SharePoint links.
Sorry,
You know,
I didn't understood it.
when you try to share any document with somebody else, it used to give two options, like share OneDrive link and share a SharePoint link.
Okay. I'm not sure. It always give us the one option which I guess you are getting right now. I'm not able to recall. Which file you would like to share? OneDrive file.
I'll show you here if I can find it.
I think if you can reframe your question or let me know, you are
So
sharing the file from
here,
the
this
Teams,
is the
I
one.
guess.
So in the
Okay.
past, when
Mm-hmm.
you used to share any documents, as soon as I click on copy link or share,
Mm-hmm.
it opens this window now
Yeah.
versus I don't know if you have seen this window.
No, no, no.
So
I think that's something which is old now. This the one which you are getting right now. This is the updated one.
no, I'm
Initially,
just that's what I'm saying. Like, what was the difference between these two then?
so this is nothing. The difference between this is that if you used, I mean, if we used to click on OneDrive, then it see in Microsoft Teams also it is showing the OneDrive URL. If you see -my.sharepoint.com, right? And
No.
if you click on the OneDrive option, it is giving us it will give us the same SharePoint or the file link which comes with from your OneDrive. So that's why it has been updated. There was no difference basically. Microsoft Teams, because it basically picks up the URL of the file where exactly the file is located in, right? If it's located in your OneDrive, it will show the OneDrive URL only.
Okay.
This also brings up the concept of external sharing also, not external sharing but sharing also. So it also depends that the link which you are sharing, whether you are sharing it with the external user or a internal user. But this has been deprecated now. When you try to share any file or any folder, whatever you are getting right now on your screen, that's how we are sharing now.
Okay.
Yeah, now we are not getting the option to select OneDrive or Teams.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm good now.
Okay, so our last topic for today is the backup and restore. A very small topic, very easy topic. Is just there are few limitations which we need to take care of. That what exactly backup and, as the name says, what backup and restore is, that if we have deleted any specific file, any folder, any specific site itself overall, that what is the window how we can recover uh, the backup part. Okay, for online everything is on cloud, so backup is also on cloud. So if we delete any item in SharePoint Online, item means if we deleted any specific file, any folder, any entire library also, for example. So in SharePoint Online, any item are retained for 93 days from the time you delete them from the specific location. So let's say I have a document in my specific library, I have deleted it. Okay,
Yeah.
as the normal process, the deleted item will go to the recycle bin, the site collection recycle bin, right? So, uh, if you open, so this is your OneDrive recycle bin, okay?
Yep.
Let's go to a specific SharePoint recycle bin. Open any SharePoint site where you have added some contents or,
Yep.
yeah. Go to the SharePoint. Yeah. So delete any document. Go to any specific library. Oh, is this your company's?
No, I was testing stuff and I just made like
Oh, okay.
7. I should open a team site, right? So it might have a more document in it.
So the overall window of a deleted item in SharePoint is 93 days. Okay. Same for OneDrive also. So if we have deleted any item, any specific file or folder, it of course goes to the recycle bin. It stays there for 93 days. Okay. So this deleted document will be in your in your SharePoint site recycle bin for 93 days, until unless anyone has deleted the recycle bin, because we can empty the recycle bin also, right? So let's say you have deleted the file and then you deleted the entire, I mean you have emptied the entire recycle bin, right? Then you will of course lose your deleted item which you have deleted recently. So but still the overall time period will be 93 days, until unless anyone has decided to, empty the recycle bin. Then it will still go to the site collection recycle bin. So users do not have this information, but let's say if they have deleted the file from the recycle bin also, but it still have the time period of 93 days, then that specific file or all the files which have been deleted from the recycle bin too will go to the second stage of recycle bin, or we also call it as site collection recycle bin. Okay. um, so the overall time period will be 93 days, whether it's in your first say. So this recycle bin which you have opened right now, we generally call it as a first stage recycle bin. And if we delete the document from here, then it will automatically go to your second stage recycle bin, because it hasn't been completed the 93 days windows. Let's say after 93 days you decide to delete or empty your recycle bin, then those file will not go to your second stage or your site collection recycle bin, because they have already completed the 93 days period. Okay. So
Yeah.
both recycle bins includes the 93 days. So if you delete this folder, can you delete this file from here also, from recycle bin also? Yeah, delete it. It's deleted. Now do you see at the bottom, you see second stage recycle bin option on this page? At the bottom you can't see. No, 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 not here. You see, can't find. Yeah, this
Oh,
one. Click, check the second stage recycle bin. Yeah. So
okay.
this is the second stage recycle bin, or we also call it as site collection recycle bin. So this particular file which you have deleted from your first stage also will be here for all 93 days. After 93 days, what will happen? You will lose your item forever. So even Microsoft will not be able to sorry, yeah, after 93 3 days, even the Microsoft will not be able to recover your file. Let's say you have deleted the item from your first stage as well as from your 93 days. Okay. But you want to recover that file, then you can always go back to Microsoft, because they have everything. We are not managing the server, so we cannot take up the backup or recover everything. Everything is managed by Microsoft itself. We can go back to the Microsoft and ask them, okay, I have deleted this file and it's not in my recycle bin. Where I have checked both of my recycle bin and it's not there, and I want to get the recovery of it. Microsoft can go ahead and recover it. However, the backup is performed only within 14 days by Microsoft. Okay. Let's say you have deleted the file, you didn't wait for 93 days, of course no one will do that, but you want to recover that file. Then if you have deleted the item, on a specific day, you have to count 14 days. If you reach Microsoft within those 14 days when you deleted that file, then Microsoft will be able to keep Microsoft will be able to back up that file for you. If you're reaching them after 14 days of the file deletion, then even the Microsoft is not taking care of it. So once you delete the file permanently from both the recycle bins, then Microsoft will keep the copy of your data for 14 days. After 14 days, they will clear up everything, and even they will not be able to figure out, even they will not be able to back up your file. So these are the two windows which we need to make sure. 93 days for the recycle bin. 93 days is for the deleted file, that okay, Microsoft will provide me the 93 days windows, that if this is for user also. Let's say if you have deleted not only for the file, if you have deleted a specific user from your Microsoft Office portal also, that user, that group, that file, that folder, everything will be there in your recycle bin for 93 days. Once it completes the 93 days windows from the deletion, it will clear up that file or that user, that group from the from the recycle part also. So it will permanently delete it. But let's say if anyone hasn't, if any user has deleted the file from the recycle bin also, both the recycle bins, then within 14 days of windows we can reach to Microsoft, because Microsoft keeps our data backup for 14 days. Okay, after 14 days the cloud will clear up everything also, and there will be no way that they can recover it.
Okay.
That's the only concept which you need to make sure. Most of the users are not aware about the second stage recycle bin, right? So
Mhm.
let they, you will also get issues like, okay, I deleted the file and I deleted it from the recycle bin also, and now I'm not able to get it back. So the your first troubleshooting step will be to check the second stage recycle bin, see if the file is there or not. If you don't see the file there, then you have to probe the user to figure out when exactly he has deleted it. Whether, because if you do not see the file in the second stage recycle bin also, Kishan, you as a SharePoint admin or as a global admin will not be able to do anything. You have to reach to Microsoft to get it back up, right? But
Okay.
in order to reach to Microsoft, we know, because users don't know this information, so we need to get this information from them, that whether it's been 14 days or they are reaching us before 14 days. If they are reaching us before 14 days, then of course we can go back to Microsoft with all the necessary documents and everything. But if they are not reaching us, if they are reaching us after 14 days, then we simply say no to them.
So
Okay.
it is 14 days since we deleted from the second stage, right?
No, no, no. It's 14 days since we deleted the document from the original date.
So let's say I deleted a document today, right?
Mm-hmm.
On 1st December or 1st
Mm-hmm.
January,
Mm-hmm.
and then on, because the document will stay in the recycle bin for 93 days, but
Right.
somehow somebody deleted that on 15th of January,
Mm-hmm.
then it might end up in a secondary stage for another uh for for total 93 days again, or
Mhm. No, 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 not for okay. Once the person delete the file from the first stage recycle bin, also it moves to the second stage automatically. So once the document is moved to the second stage, it doesn't mean that it will start counting 93 days once again. No.
okay,
Whatever.
from the
So,
just reminder days.
yeah, so the total period is 93 days, including both the recycle bins.
Okay, so let's say somebody deleted on 15th from this from the deleted site, from the delete recycle bin, and then maybe next day on recycle bin, like a second stage. Now we are on 16 days, and now somebody wants to recover the document. Is it
We
possible or
cannot,
not?
no, no, it is not possible.
Okay, it
14
has to.
days window. So this 14-day window is basically for Microsoft, okay? So forget about the 93 days period.
Got it.
So whenever anyone comes to you, okay, and he says that I deleted this item and it's not in my recycle bin, right? You will
Mhm.
you will check the recycle bin. If it's not there, you will check the second stage recycle bin. If it's not there, then you have to ask few questions to the user, that when exactly he or she has deleted the document. We are not talking about when he or she deleted the document from the first stage recycle bin, from the original location when he or she has deleted the document. He has to give you the exact date and time frame. If he's coming to you within the 14 days of of time period from the deletion, then we can take it to Microsoft. If they are not if they are coming to us after 14 days, then of course you can always check to the check with Microsoft if they can recover or not. But we have to make sure that we have this concept in our mind, because Microsoft will check, and they will, because they have the visibility to check the change logs, okay,
Okay.
which we do not have the visibility. Only the Microsoft person, the Microsoft engineer can check it on their tool, right? In the change log, they once they will verify that, okay, the document has been deleted, I mean the time period is 14 days, or it has passed the 14 days windows. They will verify it and they will say yes or no accordingly. Okay, but we need to, because we are raising the ticket on client's behalf to Microsoft, so we need to inform this to user. Okay, this is a scenario. I am raising the ticket with Microsoft to verify if they can if they can recover it. But this is the concept. If they will be able to recover it, great. If not, then 14 days has been reached and they cannot do anything.
Okay.
And you can also do one thing in audit logs also. You remember in the beginning we studied the audit logs, right? In
Yeah.
audit logs also you can verify if user is, because most of the users are not sure when they exactly deleted it, right? No one can give you the exact date and time. Only rare user can. But you can always go to the audit logs. You will always have the URL of the file or folder which user is coming up with. You can search the audit logs, you can pull the information from the audit logs, and you can see when exactly that deleted operation has been performed, and accordingly you can judge and you can take it forward from there. So audit log give us this visibility. Let's say user is saying, I deleted this document on 1st of December, but we still want to, because we cannot reach to Microsoft without having audit logs details. Microsoft will ask us the audit logs details. Once we'll once we'll be able to figure out, okay, the file is there in the audit logs and it has been deleted on this date, we need to go back to Microsoft, give them the audit logs. Only then they will check, because the concept on this, see, I have experience with Microsoft, okay. I Before joining Accenture, I used to work with Microsoft, okay. So I have worked with Microsoft, and this is their background process which I'm telling you. They will match our audit logs with their change log. Once they both match, because audit logs and change logs are nothing, they are similar, it's just the kind of access is different, that who can access the audit logs and who can pull up the change logs, right? Once they'll match, for the certain scenario, once they match, okay, their audit logs and your audit logs and their change logs are matching and giving the same data, only then they will be able to proceed further. If your audit log is showing a different detail, and if their change logs are showing the different details, they will not be able to recover the file. Of course there could be n number of reasons and alternative solutions for that, but in delete, in backup and restore, this is the window. We have to make sure that this is what we require. This should be in place, only then the Microsoft will be able to help, because even the Microsoft have set up everything on cloud, right? And they have just set up the 14 days window, that every company will have their data backup on cloud for 14 days. After 14 days, even cloud will vanish everything.
Okay.
Okay? So this is it sounds simple, but this is a very tricky one. When we go back to the when we go back to Microsoft for the restoration process, it will take a huge toll, because they will not restore there and then. And we also need to be quick, because only 14 days windows we have, right? If we are
Yeah.
even reaching them on 13th, let's say the client is reaching to you on 13 day and tomorrow is the 14th day, we have to be quick. We have to make sure that this activity will be performed on the next day only, because once it crossed the 14 days, our data will be deleted permanently, right?
Got it.
I have, so this is the basic concept which we need to make sure we have, right? The second stage information, the time period, the 93 days, and this 93 days is not only for the, as I said, is not only for the SharePoint, it's for your group also, it's also for your user accounts in Microsoft. Okay, so this is not only for SharePoint. Microsoft has given this window for everything. I'm pretty sure this window will be for Exchange also, will be for Teams also. Okay, I have pasted few articles for you. I want you to go through it and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
The one is the how we restore a shared life. I have, yeah, go through these two articles. The other one, the second one is how you can restore a deleted item. So these are the steps, you can follow it and let me know. Okay, I'm just going away to drink some water. Okay. Any questions?
Nope, I think I got it.
Yeah. So this is
The only
and
thing
mhm.
I just thought about is at one point, if you can explain me all of this, not no rush, but or maybe it is already coming up in a upcoming.
See, this is no. So if you remember, I gave you the overview of library settings, right? So
Mhm.
that's not a part of the course, but yes, it's the basic understanding. And uh, what so let me, because your screen is not properly visible. Okay, so these are not, yeah, it's so these are nothing. These are the site settings. So as I told you that every site has its own settings, every library have its own setting, every list have its own setting, right? According
Yep.
to the type of site which we are using, basically the template of the site we are using, we have the site settings. So um the first setting is the look and feel. To be very honest, even I as a SharePoint admin have went explored each and every setting, okay? Because most of the time, not all the settings is something which we use, only the few like permission settings. So if we talk about the look and feel, is basically the interface, that how we want our site to look. You can also explore the settings by yourself. This look and feel is in under look and feel we have quick launch, navigation. Let me open the setting in my SharePoint site, because your site, I mean, your screen is not properly visible. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my one site. Let's explore the site settings here. So I think this is overall settings which a site have. We have add a page. If we click on add a page, we can, I think I gave you this option, right? I mean, I think we have studied that how we can add a page and what template we can use. We did also try to create a page and add it as a home page.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is how we can add a page. We can add as many pages as we can. This is add an app. So uh, basically this is an option that we can add the third party apps, integrate the integrate any third party apps to our SharePoint sites. So I haven't used it because most of the companies do not use the integration part. Okay, that this is something which can be taken care by the Microsoft, sorry, the SharePoint developer. Okay, development and integration is something which can taken care by the developer. This option is generally used by the, so this is the SharePoint store. These are all the apps which we can use with SharePoint online site. Nintex is one of the popular site. This is a third party site, first of all. Okay, so this option, this SharePoint store, this option to add apps are only used when we want to use any third party site, and we want to use it with SharePoint itself. So we call it as a third party integration, and this is taken care by the SharePoint developers, because most of the apps require some kind of codings to be in to be used in our specific site. Okay, so Nintex is one of the workflow sites, we can say, which is used. This is the automation site. Sorry, not the site, these are the applications, okay, which we can use. So we can always add our any third party sites to our SharePoint specific site. Okay, but as I said, this is used by the developers. Okay,
Okay.
then give me 1 minute, we are on the page, let me go back. Then we have site contents. I think I also showed you in site contents. Basically, this is a kind of index, we can say, in
Yeah.
normal terms, that it will show how many how many what type of items, we call it as item, like chapters, how many chapters we have, what is the type of those chapter, whether it's a library, it's a page, it's a list, how many items are there in that specific chapter, when was the last time it was modified. So it's kind of index. And from, if we are not able to figure out that okay, whether this is a library or it's a list or it's a page, we can always comes to the site contents, and we can, for example, I do not know what this document is, so from the type I can recognize, okay, this is a library or this is a list, right? So that's how it, that's why we generally use it. And also we can also access our recycle bin from here. Okay, this is a first stage recycle bin. So from site contents also we can go to if we do not see the recycle bin option in the home tabs, then we can always come to site contents and we can access our recycle bin. Okay,
So
we can sorry, yeah.
folders are library and document is a list, right?
No. uh Documents is a library and items are list. Folders is a part of document library only. Of course, see, we can have document in library also, we can have document in list also, but the terminologies are different. So document are libraries and items are a part of list. Item could be a sorry, when I say item, item could be a Word file, item could be a Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, anything. When I talk about document, document could be Word file, document could be Excel file, document could be PowerPoint, anything. The terminologies are different in concept of SharePoint. So documents are library, items are list.
So when you say documents, you mean like any Word, PDF, anything? It's
Absolutely. And when I talk about item, I talk it means any Word file, any random Excel file, anything. Not, no difference, it's just the name we have given is different. The folders, the files are similar. Document also consists of Word file, Excel file, PowerPoint file. Items also consist of a folder, a Excel file, a Word file, a PowerPoint file, anything.
okay.
Okay, so we can access the recycle from here, we can access the site settings from here. Then this is site workflows, which we will not use, developers will use. Now this is site usage, this is a good thing. We so basically site usage, as the name says, that we want to see a report, or we want to figure out what exactly our site usage is, how many traffic is coming on this site. So site usage is basically used when we want to see what exactly the traffic is coming, what exactly the site usage is, how many users are using it, how many site visits are there. So this site usage is there. Only a SharePoint admin or a global admin or a site owner can use it, or a normal member user will not be able to access the site usage page. Okay,
Okay.
so this basically will show you that how frequently, I mean, what frequent activities has been done on your site. If you see at the, or at the bottom, sorry, on the top, it says, it gives us the window of 7 days, 30 days and 90 days. Okay, that within the 7 days of window, what all activities have been performed in our site. So what popular content in the last 7 days have been used. So because we are not doing much on our site, so this is what it is showing. So when I say popular, when it says popular content, it will show us all the things which has been used by most of the users in last 7 days. So it will basically show the activities, kind of audit logs, but audit logs give us the brief information, right? Audit log give us the brief information and brief usage, that what activities have been performed on the site. But when we talk about the site usage, it will show us that what are the popular things or what mostly users have been using on this site. Get it?
Yep.
So if we want to figure out in what all content user have used, so it's a kind of cumulative data. It will not show the, in audit logs we can search as per the users also, right? But in site usage it will not give us the user activity, it will give us the cumulative user activities. Let's say if I have if 15 users have access to a particular site, and if I want to see the site usage, it will give me the cumulative data of those 15 users, at what have been the hot topic for them, what they have been using most frequently. So this is how the site usage works. Generally, users or admins use the audit logs, because audit log give us the brief information, brief concept of activities and everything apart, instead of the site usage.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have site information. Site information is nothing, the overall information, that what is the site's name, what is the description. It also gives us the option to delete site if I want to delete the site or not, and view all site settings. So it will bring us to this page once again. Okay. So site settings, we have different topics in site settings. We have look and feel. Look and feel, as the name says, that how we want to represent our site, how we want to have our site to be visible to other users. Quick launch, in quick launch, what all I have to, so basically a navigation, like we have in the left side, we have home, conversation, document, notebook. So this is kind of navigation, that how I want all the options to be in place. If I want to add a new navigation link, then let's say, for example, I have created a document library. Okay. And I want that document library to be visible here under quick launch. So I can always add that document library link. I can give the description where I want to represent it, whether I want to represent it under home, conversation, document, notebook, site contents. I can mention it and I can click OK. That particular library will be visible here. Okay.
Okay.
It's simple. You can also, because you have the test environment, you can go through and you can figure it out.
Okay.
This is the navigation elements, whether you want to enable the quick launch. So this quick launch is how our options are visible right now. If I'll enable the tree view, let's see what happens. This is how the tree view is working now. You see, now the hierarchy has been under documents, how many, what exactly is there, under site or assets, what exactly is there. So this is the tree view. And I think I'm just giving you a very quick overview. So I think you are able to figure out what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So this is the navigation elements, that how I want my navigation to be visible, how I want my options to be visible. If I'll enable the quick view, this is how it will, this is how all my options will be coming up. If I enable the tree view, then it will give me the view like we saw in term store, that it will have the hierarchy under documents. Whatever we have under document, it will show us. Whatever we have under library, it will show us everything like that, like a hierarchy structure.
Okay.
But quick launch is much easier to understand. Now this is the option to change the look. Let's say I do not want this template, I want my site to look like this. I can just simply try it out. Now this is how my site is looking now. Just the template, that how I want my site to look. If I want to keep it, I'll select it. If I do not want to keep it, I'll click no. So this is the look and feel. Then we have site actions. It in under site actions, we have manage site features. What we can do, we can activate or deactivate features that provide additional web paths, pages, or other functionality to the site. So basically, under site features, we have all the options. To be very honest, no one, believe me, no one will have information to all the features, because these are the default features or default options which are which comes up when we create a site collection, right? When we create a site, according to whatever our requirement is, we can play with the features and we can activate it. So see, this is the huge, this gives us the huge options. And according, see, for example, site pages allow users to add new site pages to a site or not. Right now it's active, right? So that's how, if anyone have access to the site, they can create new site pages, they can create site pages, and they can even make that page as a home page. Okay, if I deactivate this option, no one will be able to create site pages. Only a site owner or SharePoint admin or global admin will be able to create the site pages, right? So
Yep.
you can go through these options by yourself. As I said, no one will use all the options. According to the requirements, we can figure out, okay, whether I want to keep this option or not. Okay, then
Yep.
we have the enable search configuration, export, go through it, reset the site definition. To be very honest, I haven't used these two features ever. Manage site features, yes, because manage site features is important, because it will give us all the features which a site collection will have, and according to our requirement, we can activate or deactivate the feature, right? As I show you now, this is a site collection administration features, recycle bin. uh, we can, if once we click on the recycle bin, it will take us from, to the recycle bin, and accordingly we can manage whether we want to keep the document permanently, we can restore it, if not, we can delete it. So it's simple, there is nothing much complicated. You can go, if you want, if you have
Sure.
time, you can go through each feature, and you can study it. But I will suggest you to just go to manage site features, because it will brings all the features which comes up with the SharePoint site collection. And no, this is the PowerShell, I don't want that. I don't even think that we will get the, yeah, SharePoint only feature list, we will get the specific article for the features, because I'm looking for a share Microsoft article if we have any. We do not even have article, because this is something which keeps on changing according to the updates we have on our site. So no, this is not the one. I don't think so. Try
You know,
to,
I can review all of them just by
yeah, and also try to figure out the article, because I am not finding it right now. Maybe we have to spend some time. uh, I don't think so the article, you will be able to find any specific article provided by Microsoft, because as I said, this is something which comes up with the site collection automatically. According to the requirement, we use the features, to be very honest, right? So
okay.
you can spend some time on it, see what features brings what. Do not change anything. you know there are a lot of features which connect one feature to another feature, so do not use that. Do not try to change anything. Is just go through each feature and see what feature says what, right? You can
Okay.
spend your time on this, and yeah,
Okay. Sounds good.
right. And
Yep.
if you have any question, let me know. See, Kishan, I'm pretty sure you must have find it till now that there are a lot of things which even I am not sure about, right? the
Yeah.
only the only uh, process which I follow, because I follow it in my professional life also, that as I said in the first class, that Microsoft is a vast product. Okay, like the audit, when I asked I wanted to complete the audit logs today, and I had this understanding in my mind that it will be there in the information governance only, right? but it's not there. It has been upgraded. Microsoft have come up with, okay, I think it's working now, but still no. So Microsoft has launched something new. They have upgraded it, and now this feature has been has been changed. Earlier, okay, it has been updated now. Earlier, it was just a part of information governance. We used to click on audit logs, and that's how the screen comes up. Right? Do you see my screen right now?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is how the screen comes up. Now Microsoft has updated it, and now they have put it in a new feature. I mean, a separate feature of audit log, and we have to enable it by clicking on that first option which we were trying from the beginning. Initially, this was not the process. We simply used to click on it, and we get this window which we are getting right now. So what I'm trying to say is that Microsoft SharePoint is a vast product, or I can say Microsoft comes up with new upgrades, new features every day, and it might possible you will not keep a track of it. So you can the only approach which you need to which you need to adapt is that go online, look for article for each and everything, and see how we can do it. That's what I do in my professional life also, while resolving the cases also. Okay.
Yep.
So now, because this window is available, so let's see what comes up with the audit log. So as I said, we have to select the date and time. If we do not give the time, that's also okay. The date is important. We have to give the date, and it will only pull up the logs for 93 days, not more than that. Okay. Then these are the activities which comes up with audit logs, that we have a activity for file and page activities, so we can select it from there, that who accessed the file, who changed the retention label, who checked in the file, and everything. Then we have the, it's vast, you can basically, it will have all the specific. Then we have file and pay, okay, we have folder activities also, that who copied the folder, created the folder, renamed the folder. Then we have SharePoint list activity, who created, if I want to know that who created this list. So accordingly we can select whatever activity we want to get the logs for, who restored the list, who restored the item, who updated the list. So these are all the activities which comes up with SharePoint. Sharing and access request activities, that if I want to see who added this guest user, who basically did something with the external sharing, so accordingly I can select the activity, right? So these are all the activities. I can select everything, and or I cannot, I mean, if I do not want to choose anything from the activity, I can let it be. I can mention the site URL for which I want to pull up the logs for, right? If I have the user information, I can enter the username for which I want to pull up the logs, and I can just simply click on search. It's searching the records from December 19th, from this date to this date, with the name of this, for this specific site. It says no data because I haven't performed any activity. But this is how it will come up. It will show the date, IP address. In IP address, it will show the site URL. It will not show the IP address. This is the default format for everything, for all the audit logs, whether we are pulling it for Exchange, Teams, SharePoint, anything, right? So in respect to SharePoint, in IP address, it will show us the site URL. Then it will show us the user. Right now I'm just pulling up for myself, so it will show my username. Then activity, that what activity that user have performed, whether he or she has performed the deleted, modified, access, all the activities. And then the item is the URL of the file or folder on that specific activity has been performed. and the details. What detail as in what exactly has been done on that specific item. So this is how it pull ups the audit logs. And we have the export option. As I said, when we click on download to all result, it will export the file in an Excel. Okay.
Okay.
So I it's a homework for you. Let's why it's grayed out.
See if you can manually type it.
Hmm. No. No, nothing is happening. Why it's grayed out? It should not be grayed out. Still giving us the option.
Maybe just search it one time now and then because you
But
select
the start
chapter.
date and end date should not be similar, no?
I think you have or you don't have 27. Okay.
Yeah, that's why, no. Something is wrong. Some upgrade. See, it's not big. It has.
Maybe refresh the page and try.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something is fishy. It's directing to 26, but the date it's showing is 19th. So it's picking the 19th of December to 26th. Why it's not letting me pick the 1st of December? Generally, it should let us pick up the date. I don't know if
Yeah.
something is wrong, because it shows all the calendar and everything. And believe me, I've worked with it. We usually pull up the audit logs for specific sites, so it should give you the window to, I mean, the to pick the start and end date. So within the 93 3 days of windows, we can pull up the logs. We can pick up the start date, end date, and we can enter the site URL, and we can click on search. It will pull up all the activities which have been performed on that specific site. And the easy way to study it, just export the file in the Excel, and we can study it. It might possible, it hasn't, I mean, it's not happening now, but in past we have seen the dates, we have seen the issues or scenarios wherein users are trying to pull the audit logs within the 93 3 days of windows from for that specific site, but they are not getting any logs, they are getting no data available. Okay. I'm talking about the real scenarios, of course, not on we just get the no data available in our one of the site, but that is the testing site, and we haven't done the lot of activities, so it can show us the no data available. But in real scenarios, we have seen some issues wherein users are coming up to us, they are trying to pull up the audit logs for specific period which falls under 93 days, but it's not showing any data. And that they are talking about the production sites which multiple users have access to, so, and which is frequently used by the users. So in whenever we get this issue that the site is a production site and multiple users are using it, but we are still not getting anything in audit logs, we can always go back to the Microsoft. As I said, they have the visibility to pull the change logs, right? And change logs should be similar to audit logs. So if we are not getting anything in the audit logs, we can reach to Microsoft will look into the issue. Uh, as Microsoft is managing everything, there could be some glitch on the audit log part, or maybe the compliance portal. They can figure it out, and they can also pull up the change log and give us the results.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do get these kind of issues. Even we as a SharePoint admin can also face it, where no data is coming up. So our last resort will be Microsoft in that case, and we can go back to Microsoft. So
Okay.
last activity, what you can do is try to pull up the logs, see it at your end. From Try to do some activity on one specific site, pull up the logs for, let's say, 7 days or 30 days, by and see if you're getting the data or not. Of course you should, if there will be no issues on the portal, and see how the audit logs comes up, export it into an Excel and see how it is showing the details. Okay.
Okay.
We'll try to do it together in our next class, but if you have time, try to figure it out.
Okay,
Okay.
for sure. Okay.
Okay, I think we are done for today. So
Okay.
we have covered the OneDrive concept, we have covered the backup and restore concept, and we have covered the audit log concept. We will try to
Yes.
figure out the audit. We'll try to do the practical of audit logs in our next class if it works. Okay. Or
Okay,
if
for
you
sure.
get the time, do spend some time and try to, because it's simple. You just need to put the start and end date and site URL and pull up the logs. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the three things. In next class, we will, if my PowerShell will be back up and running, we will do the PowerShell, because PowerShell, we are not doing the scriptings because that's the developer part, but we have few small commands like add, delete, get, set. These are the basic commands which we use for SharePoint. We will try to do that. Okay.
Okay, for
And
sure.
we will also cover the external sharing concept. So these are
Okay.
the two topics which we'll cover in next class. So next will be first and second, right? 1st of January and second. You will be available, right?
Oh yeah, I'm available.
Okay. I will be available as well, probably in the morning. So I will ping you on group if there will be any changes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll send you the recordings. Shall I send you the recording on the same email?
Oh yeah, that should work.
All right. I'll send you the recordings then.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a
Thank you. Bye bye.